When she called me her only hero, the first time she called me her hero, I was standing in the middle of our tiny kitchen, my shirt soaked with rain, my hands still trembling from the fight I had just lost, not with fists, but with life. I wasn't the kind of man who wore a cape or saved the world. I was just a father, raising a little girl alone after life had stolen her mother far too soon. But in that moment, as her small arms wrapped around my waist and she whispered, "You're my only hero, Baba," I realized I'd been fighting a much bigger battle all along. Her name was Noor, and she was just 5 when her mother passed away. At that age, she didn't understand death. She only understood absence. The missing lullabies, the empty chair at dinner, the silence where laughter used to be. I was a 29-year-old man who suddenly had to learn how to braid hair, pack lunchboxes, and answer the questions no parent ever wants to hear. "Baba, why doesn't Mama come back from the sky?" The early years were a blur of work and exhaustion. I worked double shifts as a delivery driver, rushing home to read her bedtime stories before she fell asleep. There were nights I wanted to break down, nights I sat in the dark staring at the bills on the table, wondering if I was enough for her. But every time I tucked her in and she smiled that little smile, the one that made her eyes sparkle like her mother S, I found the strength to keep going. When Nora turned 8, she asked if I could come to her school's sports day. My schedule was packed, and I risked losing a shift. But I went anyway. I stood in the crowd, cheering like a fool as she ran the 100-meter race, her ponytail bouncing behind her. She didn't win. She tripped halfway through and scraped her knee. But instead of crying, she got back up and finished last, smiling the whole way. That evening, she told me, "Baba, you always tell me to never give up." Today I didn't. That makes me a hero too, right? I laughed through tears. "Yes, Noor, you're my hero." The toughest time came when she turned 12. She was growing up, and the world was becoming crueler. One day she came home with her shoulders slumped, her usual chatter gone. I found out some classmates had made fun of her for not having a mother. That night, she asked me quietly, "Why can't we be like other families?" I didn't know what to say, so I told her the truth. "Noor, we are like other families. We laugh, we fight, we share meals, we take care of each other. We just do it our way. That's okay." She nodded, but I could see the hurt in her eyes. Life tested us over and over. Money ran short. Opportunities slipped through my fingers. Noor grew into a kind, confident young woman despite it all. She studied hard, helped around the house, and never let me feel alone in the struggle. Then came the day she graduated high school. I sat in the audience, heart pounding, watching her walk across the stage in her cap and gown. When she received her diploma, she didn't walk back to her seat. She walked straight to me, hugged me in front of everyone, and whispered, "Baba, you've been my only hero my whole life. I'm here because of you." I couldn't hold back the tears. In that moment, every sleepless night, every sacrifice, every doubt, it all made sense. I had been her hero, yes, but she had been my reason, my strength, my fight. Years later, Nora's in college, chasing dreams bigger than I ever imagined for her. And though I'm older, more tired, and my hands are rough from years of work, I still hear her voice from that day. Because the truth is, I never set out to be anyone's hero, I just wanted to be her father. But somewhere along the way, I learned that sometimes being a hero isn't about saving the world. It's about saving one heart, one day at a time, and she'll never know. That the only hero I ever needed was her.